Hello and welcome to my Sunday Front. So today I just have a Italian spread. This mukbang is all Italian food. I have garlic bread, chicken parmesan, I have margarita pizza, and this spaghetti with sauce. This is actually a Kroger's margarita pizza. It was $1.25, and the $2, those $2 Boston Market. And then I just put some parsley and stuff on garlic on my toast. And obviously to drink, I have this crystal geyser. And hopefully I can squeeze in some leftover milestone cake. I would love to have some milestone cake to top this off. And my mouth is watering. I gotta take a drink. So today I just ran an errand and I went on live to go walk to Walgreens and get some stuff. And I found some deals, but I didn't share with nobody. It's just stuff that I found in their paper. You know how stores have weekly flyers? So, my first impression of this is that the sauce is super sweet. It's typical chicken parm sauce. Very, very sweet. The idea of having fresh tomatoes to me is kind of like refreshing, but at the same time gross. To think that chunks of a tomato are just sitting on your pizza while they bake, like, ew. But then you think about it, it's like fresh tomatoes. Like, pizza has tomatoes, like like originally pizza had tomatoes on it. Like, this is good. And to be honest, that's how I make mine, with slices of tomatoes. Mmm. It tastes good. It almost tastes homemade. Extra crunchy because I put in the toast at the same time. This was like browning. I cook my pizza thoroughly, and then once I know that the core is done, the center is done, I leave it in like a little bit more to make sure the cheese is all nice and hot. And the bottom isn't soggy. And, all the toppings are nice and crunchy. I'm gonna try my garlic bread. And I put Greek seasoning on my chicken parm. Because I always find that the chicken's never flavorful. I don't know why. It's like you get to the chicken and you're like, oh, boo hoo. I'm just munching down on it. It's good. I do miss all the butter I used to put on stuff because I just use like a little dab of oil, minimal. But the bread's fine. It's like a light garlic flavor. And then we'll try this chicken because mm, I know Boston Market is famous for their cuts of meat. And this chicken parm is pretty good. Mm-hmm. It tastes fresh. Like it doesn't taste like, microwave meal. It tastes like store prep meal. But that's kind of like my impression of Boston Market. It's like prep meals, but still restaurant quality. It was too many sirens, so I had it in my live stream early. But I definitely finished the one coming to the store, and I got my steps in. So for today, mission accomplished. Some days I feel like I'm dragging, but lately I've been so energized with my new regime. And I can see a lot of work that, a lot of other creators, like, we're trying to make this space, like, more safer, for the public, and trying to be more tight knit, be more community oriented. And I think that our little baby steps are working. I see all the progress, and I feel all the love where the space, and it used to not be. And I do see, you know, a huge difference, even though this place was very much kind of, it gave a neutral tone. And let me be nice about it. It was giving very indifferent, very just like, you know, casual. And people like to blame it on the fact that a lot of people aren't used to interacting online and using apps to socialize, that this is a new content. But It's not a new concept. We've been doing this since the invention of computers. And as a matter of fact, messaging, IMing, was booming in the 80s. And in the 90s, everybody had an email address. And by the early 2000s, being computer IT was where it was at because it was very much needed and in demand. And even if it were to take away the fact that you're a civilized human being just because you're using a app on your phone and in your smart device, like it's kind of how do you say, throwing out the baby with the bathwater, because how do you come onto a social media platform understanding that you're gonna socialize with actual other people on the other side of the screen and have interactions live? So to come in with, just the most typical of you poor behavior, which could be anything for anybody, especially given your environment, your situation, your circumstances in life. Like, you could come off as anything, you know, but to sit there and be interacting with actual people and rude, like, what does it take just to be nice at that point? And like I said, it sounds more ignorant than, than just saying, oh, yeah, sometimes I get a little, out of character and lose the plot, and sometimes I could be an us. Like, you could just admit it. Because let's be honest, we all could. There's points in our life when we all could, you know. And if you want to vent or talk to a friend, I'm sure there's like so many apps for, tips on therapy or tips on, or a thread to just talk about things and vocalize them. Mm-hmm. Self-help threads. Like, there's so many. You don't have to show the disingenuine side of yourself. I don't think you have to ever. And to forget you have influential minds watching you. There's youth involved, you know? How are you unhinged and coming out your shell and at people's throats all the time when you know you have to be a community member and participate in being vigil for you? So you can say whatever you want, but I think you should do better. If that's you. If that's not you, then let's just wrap it up. Because I'm not talking about you. But I do think that we need to address things like that as much as possible. Because what you do online triggers a sequence of events. it leads other people astray. It leads, like I said, youthful minds to be given this, you know, this perspective, this new perspective on the world, that you can just lash out at the world and people will sit there and like eat out the palm of your hand. When as adults we know they love a crash out, they love a good crash out, but to them they're thinking crash out money. Crash out equals money. Live stream crash out equals money. And to think that there are some parents who have content babies in the first place, and they would love to monetize off their children's crash out and say, hey, look, here was a problem the whole time. And then they come out with 10 purses, all Louis Vuitton. How would you feel after that? Bet not that great. Bet you really hate the world then. I bet you'd hate that mama then, huh? Something to say about somebody then. But it's true. Unfortunately, we have youth watching us crash out and, learning from our behavior. I know, because like I tell you guys, I mentor kids all the time, and they'll be snitching y'all out. Don't even play. They'll snitch you out right out because I'll ask them, and where did you come up with that original idea? Because I never heard of it. They'll just flat out tell me your name. Don't even play with me. Mm-mm. And sometimes it'll get so bad I'll have to ask a parent because they can't play nice. And boy, oh boy, when it get to that point, their mama, their grandma, their daddy, their uncle, their auntie, their cousin, they'll be sitting there in front of the screen, spilling their guts, singing like a bird. So don't think for a second you'll get one over me when it comes to my youth. I'm like a dog mom. Oh, I found out that Okinawa, the US base, was getting directly impacted by Typhoon Jongmi, and that Tropical Storm Arthur was still coming. And that Tropical Storm Arthur on Saturday is going to make a mess in the Caribbean. But we're watching for it to grow. And it's not giving much right now. But today is the day it starts spitting. That's not fun. So look out if you're in the Caribbeans, whether you're in Latin America, Jamaica, Cayman, Bahamas, Bermuda. Getting ugly. Even in northern part of South America. But the southern Japanese islands are getting Typhoon Jongmi by Sunday. So it's going to go up towards Japan after that. But the fact that it's growing really strong makes it even more unpredictable because it jolts the computer from its algorithm. And, you know, all we can do is the math in our heads, understand Mother Nature, and pray. I urge all you guys, if you're worried about something, take to your knees the old fashioned way, because at least you'll feel better afterwards. You'll have one task accomplished that day. I say that also for mental illness because May is mental illness month. Trust me, I understand when you want to stay in bed and just drag it on and bawl your head off. But at least you'll have that one task accomplished. Because you should pray every morning, thanking God for this blessing of life. And every night, praying that you wake up tomorrow. For the great day that He gave you. So, as you know, people call me an overachiever. But one thing I do to make sure that I can continue is distracting myself. And I don't think it's healthy. I think you need to address everything in life that you can't handle. And don't put on fronts. Don't fake it till you make it. Because you'll break. You'll break. You're only a human being. And everything that's a part of your life, a part of your world, and part of your bubble needs to be directly addressed, needs to be given attention, needs proper respects all the time. All the time. You need to be on top of your A game when it comes to you. And whether it's your wellness and health, your fitness and your goals and finances, whatever it is, being athletic, dreams and aspirations, you can do it. But you need to be grounded and centered. You need to understand that you are a great person. You're worthy and valued, and you could do it. To understand that is it might be something extra. Because once you get a grasp of that empowerment, then can you do and take everything to task on your list. Neglecting one part of your life will just continue to domino affect the others. So if you take that into perspective, then you'll come to understand that every aspect of your world depends on what you make of it. And every day, you should check on it. You should see it. for its growth and its success and how's it going and how prosperous you have become. And you know, and people say, how do you count your blessings? That's how I count my blessings. I watch it grow. I learn and educate myself. I study and research. But most importantly, I do the work and I watch it and I know it in my heart and I feel through things and I get my gut instincts involved and I give it my all. I put every ounce of sweat and all this energy that I have inside of me every day into my world, and that ensures my future success. I do have bad habits, but I try to make sure that nothing interferes with my little bubble. And that's how I make sure that in the future, in the long run, I'll be happy no matter what happens. At least I secured that. And I'm not trying to teach you to be capitalist. I'm not trying to teach you to be vain. I'm not trying to teach you to be a spiteful person. Maybe a better community member, maybe more sounder in making financial decisions, and probably, a better person, whatever aspect of that you feel like needs work on. Your character, personality, morals, or just maybe your skin routine. It doesn't matter. As long as you self improve all the time and get somewhere in life and make sure that your family's fed, your country's in good standing. Like, what else? What else could you ask for? A lot of people, you see that their little pages and all they want to do is sell you the merch, sell you the merch. I think it's cute that your page comes with merch, but to be a person with the character build, you're not boring, you're not delicate, you're not dull, you know? You still have a spark of that youth inside of you. And you still have value to add to the world very much in a large way. Mm. This is my last piece. I love cold pizza. It already got cold. Mm. I almost grabbed a burger on the way over there when I was walking. I think this is healthier. Because to be honest, I would have ate that and then ate this anyway. It's think I posted a clip already, but if I didn't, I'll make sure I post one so you could see my outfit. I try to minimize my jewelry sometimes, and people don't really recognize me because most people like they make fun of me. They're like, "You look like Mr. T because you have so much jewelry on." But that's like my thing. Like one of my trademarks is wearing a lot of jewelry, big gaudy jewelry, and so uh, when they don't see it, they don't assume it's me. I'm gonna have to work on my chain game. But I put on my makeup with this palette, and this is gonna have to wait till probably tomorrow because I cannot eat this after that big old meal. You know, I'd eat it for breakfast, so I'll probably just save it for then. Ooh, I could use one of those after meal walks. But thank you guys for watching, and um, I'll see you in the next one. My Sunday front. Bye bye.